Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, 2 teachers arrested, both men charged with accessing and possessing child pornography. Saved from the flames, first responders prevent a suspicious fire from destroying an artist's prized possessions. And constructing a castle while a family is building a fortress in their front yard.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
2 men in Edmonton have been charged with accessing and possessing child pornography. While the charges are related to online offenses, police are identifying the pair because they both worked with kids and teenagers. CTV's Evan Kenny joins us now in studio with the latest on this story. So, Evan, what else do we know about the 2 accused?
Matt, Alberta's law enforcement response teams say 36-year-old Katz Dawson was a teacher at Lillian Osborne High School, and 32-year-old Alan Nelson taught music at Fiddle and Fugue, which he ran out of his home. Alert says the men lived together. The Integrated Child Exploitation Unit recently received a tip from the RCMP about child sexual abuse materials being shared online. Earlier this month, police searched the men's home. Police say sexual abuse material was found on computers and other electronic devices belonging to the accused. Alert says the charges are related to online incidents, but because the men's work puts them in a position of trust and authority with children, their names are being made public.
So there's nothing in the investigation so far to suggest that any of the material that was being shared is new material. What we see a lot in these investigations is older recycled child sexual abuse material. So there's nothing to indicate that there is new content or any local victims.
The pair have been released on a number of court-imposed conditions, including not having any contact with anyone under the age of 16. A spokesperson for Edmonton Public Schools says Dawson is not working in any division schools or buildings. Matt.
All right, CTV's Evan Kenny live in studio tonight. Thank you. An artist from Edmonton is thanking firefighters for saving some of her own paintings and other precious items. Her house is next to one that went up in flames this morning. CTV's Nicole Lampa has more on the fire police are calling suspicious.
People in the Highlands waking up to a surprising orange hue at 3:30 a.m.
So I went and put my glasses on and I looked out the window front here and I saw it was full on fire. So I called 911 immediately.
The flames moving fast.
While I was on the phone, it completely engulfed the house.
Neighbors say the home was under construction. The exterior was just completed and the interior work was underway. Neighbors say a family was expecting to move in the spring.
It is still heartbreaking that when they're just doing a new build here, they move in April.
In the daylight, all that's left of the new build is a charred foundation. The inferno damaging neighboring homes. A couple who live in this house was at their cottage. The Holmgrens raced back to find some of their prized possessions, including art of an iconic Edmonton landmark saved by firefighters.
This is a pencil sketch of the old-timers cabin in Edmonton before it was built that my grandfather did.
I'm an artist, and some of these are my paintings. So they were able to save them as well. And we haven't seen inside, but we will deal with whatever it is. Life happens and nobody lost their life, so overall we're still on the positive side. We'll make it through.
A family with 3 teenage boys were asleep in the other neighboring home. They made it out safely.
So heartbreaking, and seeing all of our neighbors out. Like, you never want to see your neighbors on these circumstances, but we all kind of came together. We're all asking who needs blankets, who needs water.
Edmonton Fire says no one was injured. Now investigators are trying to figure out what and who caused this Highlands home to go up in flames. Nicole Lampa, CTV News, Edmonton.
Police are looking for a woman they say is stealing purses and wallets from schools and daycares. 44-year-old Shauna Wadney is wanted on 47 outstanding warrants for theft and fraud. Police say she also removed a court-ordered ankle monitor. She also goes by the name Shauna Sanders. RCMP say foul play is not suspected in the disappearance of a 5-year-old in the Crow's Nest Pass area. Darius McDougall was last seen walking with his 6 siblings near a campsite in the backcountry before they were separated. The search continues near Island Lake. Darius has autism, and police say that may prevent him from responding to others. The province was reminding anyone who uses recreational drugs they could contain deadly opioids. In the first 5 months of this year, 328 people in Edmonton died of drug poisoning. The provincial health agency, Recovery Alberta, says the majority of those deaths were carfentanil related. Carfentanil is up to 100,000 times stronger than morphine and more than 100 times stronger than fentanyl. It was designed for large animals, but it's being found in the illicit drug supply in Edmonton.
Anything that you think may be safe, if it's a powder or a pill or a crystal or anything else that you're going to use, is at very high risk of having carfentanil in it, and you're at very high risk of dying no matter who you are or where you live.
Anyone taking an unregulated opioid is advised to not use it alone and to have naloxone on hand. There's also an overdose monitoring app you can use to notify paramedics if you stop responding. Researchers at the University of Calgary say Alberta family doctors are dealing with sicker, complicated patients, and the province needs to increase supports. The study from 2004 to 2020 found Alberta struggled to retain primary care doctors. Meantime, the population in the province increased. Baby boomers aged and the caseload for doctors climbed. The number of patients with 5 or more health conditions doubled. The study's lead investigators suggest primary care offices that group health professionals under one roof would improve working conditions for doctors and patient care. He says it's a countrywide issue.
It's not just an Alberta problem. Yes, young physicians are choosing not to do primary care or family medicine like they used to. There's not the cachet. They can choose other careers where they can make more money and, frankly, where they don't have to run an office, where it might be easier from a lifestyle perspective.
The province says it's expanding primary care networks and a new primary care physician compensation model has been implemented. Covenant Health has opened a new health center in southeast Edmonton. The space is in the Lakewood community near the Grey Nuns Hospital. It's home to clinics and a range of other medical services, including a blood lab, medical imaging, surgical, cardiac care, and a diabetes center for education. Covenant Health says officials spent a lot of time learning how best the health care center could serve the community. This is also designed to take some of the pressure off the Grey Nuns Hospital.
So ambulatory space, when it's moved here, opens up the Grey Nuns to grow their emergency department and any other services that are needed right now. And that is a much more sustainable model to have ambulatory clinics in a community setting like this one than expanding the Grey Nuns.
Covenant Health says the second phase of the center will include a seniors care community for independent living. 33 guinea pigs have been rescued from a sanctuary in northern Alberta. The sanctuary had been overrun with the animals after a large number were given up. The Alberta Animal Rescue Crew Society took them all in and is now looking for new homes. The society says this is the largest intake it's ever had. It's also looking for donations to help care for the animals. Starting next week, homeowners can put out fall yard waste for curbside pickup. Households are allowed 2 pickups from Monday, September 29th to November 24th. You can go to the city's website to find out your collection dates. Garden experts say the next few weeks is the best time to get your yards ready for winter. Rob Sproul with Salisbury Greenhouse says there are a few things you can do to make sure you get a good start on next year's yard.
One thing a lot of people do is they rake and rake and rake every leaf off. You don't have to rake off every leaf. The leaves will actually break down and put nitrogen back into the soil over the winter. So unless you absolutely cannot see your lawn because the leaves are so thick, you don't need to rake it all.
Sproul says this is the perfect time to plant perennials, shrubs, and trees for next year. Josh, the weather we've had in September, I've heard from a few gardeners who have been saying you wouldn't believe the crops I'm still seeing. Huge tomatoes, big raspberries, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I still have tomatoes growing on the back deck as well. 19 straight days we've been in the 20s for daytime highs. It's 22 right now in downtown Edmonton, 23 to the south, the International Airport. You get some 21s here outside the city. And the wind, pretty light, about 5 to 10 kilometers per hour through the day. We get to 23 for a daytime high today. 6 degrees warmer than average. We were 3 degrees above average with your morning low, 9 degrees this morning. I think we'll be in the same ballpark tomorrow morning, but considerably cooler tomorrow afternoon. First time in a couple of weeks that we'll have temperatures around average and in the mid to maybe upper teens. This is what it looks like outside right now. That's the shot from the CTV drone. Fairly clear skies over the Edmonton area. Looks like there's maybe a little bit of haze. That is not wildfire smoke, though. The skies are pretty clear in the area, and the air quality health index is low. Further to the north, you've got some thicker cloud cover and some scattered showers riding right along the jet stream off to the north of us. Grand Prairie area and south, we've got some precipitation. Up around Fort McMurray, we've had some scattered showers. I don't think we'll see anything tonight, but this will eventually start to slump off to the south. And so late tomorrow morning or around lunchtime, might see a few showers push through the area. Mid-teens this evening with some increase in cloud overnight tonight. And then mid-teens for a daytime high tomorrow afternoon. Does the cool air stick around? We'll let you know in a couple minutes.
All right, Josh, thanks very much. Coming up next on CTV News, Park Preview. A new public space in downtown Edmonton is nearly complete.
So having a park there is definitely going to make a difference.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Warehouse Park is nearly complete. Organizers hope the new space will improve downtown Edmonton. CTV's Sasha Petramala has an update on the project.
After more than 1 year of construction, a new park downtown is almost complete. City planners say Warehouse Park is transformative.
The park is intended to be a community space for the residents around this area, or the future residents of those of the area.
The $50 million park sits on 107th Street, just north of Jasper Avenue. In the middle, a huge metal ring that will showcase the Northern Lights.
Well, it lights up at night, and we can change the configuration of the lights and color changes. When you look down from the top, it will have quite a significant impact.
The space will also have a playground, basketball courts, dog park, and pavilion. The Downtown Community League president says this green space will be a focal point for downtown.
We're very excited about green space, play spaces, public space for people to come together and gather.
Some nearby businesses say, even with the inconvenience of construction, the end result will be worth it.
Having a park there is definitely going to make a difference. It certainly brings it more life, for sure, and hopefully, places for people to come on their lunch breaks to kind of hang out.
The city says safety is also a priority at the park when it opens.
Well, we know that we have an issue around the unhoused downtown, and certainly we want to be proactive and make this space inclusive for everyone, and so that's going to be our intent here.
Already, a residential tower has been built next door. It's expected more are on the way.
Ultimately, Warehouse Park was envisioned as a catalyst project, and it is already doing its job. We know that there's roughly 6 development applications in the vicinity of the park.
The city says the park is on time to open before the end of this year. Sasha Petramala, CTV News, Edmonton.
Oilers forward Vasily Podkolzin was the center of attention at Oilers practice today. Maybe hard to hear the coach there, but the players congratulating Podkolzin for signing a 3-year contract extension. It will pay him nearly $3 million a season. The 24-year-old scored 8 goals and 24 points last season, his first with the Oilers. He added 10 points in the playoffs. He says the team is giving him a great opportunity.
That's awesome. I mean, really happy to be here for the next few years, and it's a great group of guys here, and yeah, we need to get a job done.
I just feel that he's a hard worker, complements any player that he's playing with, whether it's a skilled player or kind of a more simple forechecking, defensive-minded line.
The Oilers preseason continues tonight. They face the Jets in Winnipeg. Some deaf athletes from Alberta are worried a funding crunch could prevent them from competing on a world stage. The Deaf Olympics are scheduled for November in Tokyo. Marathon runner Marisol Neraviz says this is supposed to be her first games. Canadian deaf athletes are facing a severe financial crisis, and the lack of cash could jeopardize their shot at competing.
This is an opportunity for elite athletes to come to an international stage, and to not be able to have that opportunity because funding was the barrier is incredibly disheartening. And I think, again, there's an opportunity to have that conversation and build awareness, but also an opportunity for people to step up and donate to athletes like myself to help send us to games.
The Canadian Deaf Sports Association says it's working to raise $100,000 to help send its athletes to the games. Still to come tonight on CTV News, an Alberta zoo takes in a pair of orphaned grizzly bear cubs.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Residents, a pair of orphaned grizzly bear cubs. Fish and Wildlife says a hunter shot and killed a grizzly bear that charged at him last week near Diamond Valley, and the bear left 2 cubs behind. They were both born this year and would have been unable to care for themselves. Wildlife officers captured the cubs and brought them to the Calgary Zoo. The zoo says they're getting lots of love from zookeepers while it works on finding them a safe home. So if you're interested in adopting a pair of bear cubs, Josh.
Finding them a safe home.
Yeah.
All right.
Can you imagine? Sure. Honey, I brought home just adopted a new animal.
You want to talk weather?
Trouble. Please, yes.
Okay, so we were talking earlier about this long stretch of days in the 20s. Take a look at this graphic here. 19 consecutive days. 20 degrees or hotter. We've only had 1 day in the teens in the entire month of September. And if you go all the way back into August, 37 of the past 39 days have been 20 or hotter. That stretch of consecutive 20-something daytime highs comes to an end tomorrow, as we only get to about 16, maybe 17 for a high. There's the River Valley Skycam brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed rider, it's free. 22 degrees right now in downtown Edmonton after hitting 23 for a high earlier this afternoon. A little cooler across the north. You get some 15s, 16s here in the Peace Country. That's what we're aiming for a high tomorrow. 17 in Fort McMurray, but Cold Lake's up to 22. And look at this, temperatures around 30 across the south. Even Red Deer, 28 degrees. So yesterday, even Friday, we were saying there's this push of warm air, and we're just not sure how far north it's going to stretch. Well, it almost made it to Edmonton, but not quite, and it will definitely not be in place for tomorrow. Scattered showers across the Fort McMurray region, Grand Prairie, areas off to the south and east of Grand Prairie. All of this developing along the jet stream, riding from southwest off to the northeast, and we'll see some more cloud cover and showers right along the jet there through especially western parts of the province late this evening and overnight tonight. A few scattered showers as well around Lac La Biche and just north of Lac La Biche. All of this stays north of Edmonton through the evening and overnight. This is 8 a.m. You may actually see some heavier rain there in through a couple pockets off into western sections of Alberta. And then it kind of breaks down as it approaches the Edmonton region. But there is a chance late morning or midday for a scattered shower to push through. We'll get some clearing tomorrow afternoon. So cool, but at least the sun will come back in the afternoon. Temperatures jump back into the 20s with this warmer south-southwesterly flow on Thursday out ahead of that low pressure system. But yes, it's a one-day push of heat out ahead of it, but behind this cold front, you get a chance of some showers for Thursday evening and temperatures back into the teens on Friday. 7 to 10 degree morning lows tomorrow from Edmonton off to the east and northeast. A little cooler there in through the Peace Country, 5 or 6 degrees. Red Deer as well at about 6 degrees tomorrow morning. You'll be in the mid to high teens across the north tomorrow. Some showers in through a number of spots, especially south of Grand Prairie and south of Fort McMurray. Lac La Biche, Whitecourt, Edson, and then midday pushing through the Edmonton region potentially. 16 in Red Deer, and again, into the high 20s across parts of southern Alberta. Here in the city, we'll be in the mid-teens this evening. Some increase in cloud through the overnight period. We'll drop to about 8 degrees tomorrow morning with mostly cloudy skies. Chance of showers late morning or around lunchtime. And temperatures, well, we're in the mid-teens, about 16 degrees at 9 o'clock tonight. And that will be our daytime high tomorrow afternoon. So that's how much of a cool down is on the way from where we were today. Back into the low 20s Thursday, and then 18 to 22-ish for highs Friday and through the weekend.
All right, Josh, thank you. Following a review of policing in Rocky Mountain House, the town will be sticking with the RCMP instead of creating its own police service. The town says there will be changes to the RCMP in the community. One of the suggested changes is to create a new position to oversee relations with the RCMP and community peace officers. The goal is to ensure good communication and teamwork. The town says no changes will be implemented until the new council is elected next month. It says staying with the RCMP made the most most financial sense. When we return, a front yard fortress while a local family is building a castle on their lawn.
Children get very excited around here. They can hardly wait till it's finished.
CTV News at 5 continues.
Coming up Wednesday on Your Morning, tips to help you get your yard ready for winter. Plus, getting to know some of the birds of prey that call Edmonton home. We'll see you at 6.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, a standoff in southern Alberta between a pet dog and a grizzly bear. And some of the newest films in the world will soon make their Edmonton premiere, including more than 24 made here. Those stories and more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. A family in northeast Edmonton is once again going the extra mile for Halloween. A pirate ship previously stood on their front lawn. This year, they're switching it up. CTV's Merrick DeCash shows us what they're building.
Dave Awanek is building his latest Halloween creation, a haunted castle standing 7 feet tall on his front lawn.
Well, it was about end of August where the wife and I were discussing Halloween and how we did the pirate ship 2 years ago and how we had to try and top it.
Hundreds of people came by to check out the pirate ship in 2023. This year, the Awanek family wants to go bigger and better.
Well, the width is 16 feet wide. The length of the castle itself is 20 feet wide, not including the spools, so probably about 23 feet long.
The whole family, including Dave's mother, has been pitching ideas for the castle.
Children get very excited around here. They can hardly wait till it's finished.
And the neighborhood has been noticing.
It's a lot of work. We've had a lot of people drive by and take pictures.
Every year we're trying to figure out as they're building it what we're going to see. So it's a game we play with the kids of like guessing of what's going on next.
She made her guess a few weeks ago as the pillars were going up.
We thought this one was going to be a church. That was our first guess, but it's pretty awesome, and I think it's topping the pirate so far.
Dave and his family hope to have the finishing touches put on the castle by October 1st.
And then just getting all the decorations put up also on the inside, too.
Merrick DeCash, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.